everyone. Hi. How is everyone's Monday? I hope well. My day's actually been really good today. So I really hope everyone else's has been fantastic as well. Hi, Autistic Shell. Oh, you see the cat tree right back there? See? Thank you. I moved her food into the top house there so that the dog can't get to it. And she was chilling in there earlier. She was eating. She was laying around. It's kind of cool. I love it. Thank you. She loves it. That's most important. She loves it. Hi, Dash X. Wait, let me get on over to this chat here. Live chat. How's it? A very loud truck. Anyway, so yeah, I know I started with zero to no notice. I wasn't going to stream right now. I was going to just wait and do it all later, but then I don't know. I don't really want to do like a wicked long stream later. Like I figured like 2 hours or so maybe for the mod call. And if I do this then too, it's going to be like 3 hours to me. So I was like, fuck, I'll just get a quick one out now. And I plan on streaming again later for the mod call. I have to improv and a couple other things to do. Love your kitty tree. I'm sure it gives more confidence and great advantage. Yeah, it does. Absolutely does. Hi, Linda. So I'm not sure if anyone heard yet. Wait, first, I love how people message me right. What? Oh. You know, you're a little late on that, though, Steve. Yeah, you're right. A good title, but you're a little fucking late on it. Anyway, maybe I'll change it. I don't know. So, I don't know if anyone listened to the short I uploaded earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and play it. So, we all remember the brewery calls, right? But, like, you know what? Before I go and do that, let me revisit some of the brewery call here, okay? Now, for those who aren't aware, let me share. I'm going to share one of my videos. Yeah, I know. It's a little egotistical. Whatever, I don't care. So this is a video I uploaded 2 months ago. I had redone basically the coverage of this incident just to refresh or whatever, put some all the shit together. I made this though about my involvement in things, and I'm not going to cover that today. That doesn't matter because we're talking about just the phone calls here today. So, but to give everyone just a quick introduction here to what we're talking about. Back in June, wait, did I put the date in here about it? Trip down memory lane. Yeah, well, I know it was June. It was June 2020. Katie Joy's husband, Todd, at his band or whatever, had their new album come out. So on the day of the album release, Katie goes live and says how she just happened. This brewery just happened to get all these violent phone calls and death threats regarding Katie Joy. Now, mind you, the connection here is that the brewery is also owned by Todd's new record label at the time. And therefore, someone made the connection somehow that calling the one business over here would somehow trick on back down to Katie finding out. I mean, there's a far quicker avenues to go than that, in my opinion. Anyway, that's what we're talking about here. Now, if you sense a little bit of skepticism or whatever, hesitancy to believe anything, it's because it's there. Now, at first, I gave benefit of the doubt, and I just assumed that she really did receive these phone calls. I've since changed my mind. I don't think that she really has. Maybe the calls actually happened, but I think maybe there was a little bit of planning on some people's part, allegedly, in my opinion. But anyways, here we go. I'm going to read to you these tweets here that I shared in this video, and I'll put a link to this video in the description. But this is how it starts off. And this was 6/19/2020. What is it that I've ever done that warrants people sending death threats? Have I murdered anyone? Have I barred someone? Have I brutally abused or physically harmed someone? Because there's not a lot of middle ground there. I mean, what the fuck? Anyway. Nope. Tell me why anyone would harass a brewery while leaving death threats about me on voicemail.
I've ever done that warrants people sending death.
Go to the next one. You don't need to hear me read it twice, so. No, I figures every time I start live streaming, my nose starts running. It's get crazy. I hate this. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay. And back to this. So this one says, just found out that my husband's record label, their business, a brewery, received 40 messages last night from a woman that, quote, sounded drunk and was leaving them death threats about me. When will this stop? The death threats were directed at me. Sorry, must clarify. The group of men do not deserve this level of harassment. Well, what level do they deserve then? That just sounds like a weird thing to say. But anyways. Then she posts, my husband's friend, who I've never met, was so upset by these messages. He told my husband they were violent and graphic. I can't imagine having to listen to that. We are waiting for the recordings and details about the phone number to report it to police. First of all, here's what I want to know. Her husband was told about these phone calls. Her husband didn't sit there right then and there and demand to know the phone number. What? He just like, oh, okay. Thanks for telling me. And then the brewery's like, well, yeah, we'll send you all the information or whatever. Oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Like this is how she's making it sound. Like, what husband wouldn't be like, what was the number? What, dude, send me everything you got. Send me the recordings. I want to know the fucking number. What time did they call? Like, I don't know. Like, how many times did they breathe or what? Like, everything I would want to know, right? But no, we're just waiting on the information. Anyway. Okay, this one says, my husband's label boss and his employees located a 4chan thread dedicated to me. Yo, 4chan has some fucking standards here, all right? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. 4chan has some integrity about shit that they'll fucking put on their website. Without a crystal ball is not going to be found there. And you'll find fucking furry shit on there, but you won't find it without a crystal ball. What's that tell you? Not even a furry. Okay, I'm sorry. Dedicated to me. 4chan thread dedicated to me. I guess 4chan, the anonymous board, filled with incels, white supremacists, and racists. The platform that is notoriously violent and filled with hate speech. Okay. They're not as bad as 8chan, though. All right, there is a lot of this. Or there used to be, anyways. Honestly, I haven't been on the fucking site in forever. Like, since, like, the rules of the internet were a thing. Okay, so that's it for those screenshots. I'm going to scroll ahead here a little bit. I'm going to read a couple other screenshots, and then I'm going to play her recordings. Okay, so this was something in my comment section back when I did my original video a couple years ago. Now, this person left these two comments, and they said, Austin and Nathaniel, the brewery / label owners, own the brewery. Todd's recording company is Vineground Records, owned by Marty. So this story is totally made up. Oh, yeah, that's right. P.S. I had commented before, but included their full name, so I deleted my comment. I do not want in any way to dox anyone, even though the info is public. I appreciate that. P.S. The brewery is in Minnesota, and Vineground is in Michigan. So how the heck is anyone going to associate the brewery to KJ? Yeah, that's a good point. Huh. I mean, the brewery was in Minnesota, but the record label was in Michigan, wasn't even in the same state. Interesting. And she kept saying too how, okay, so after this, I go over to the shit that happened on Twitter, and I sent an email. See, when she told everyone about these phone calls, and then she evidently she landed on we were not going to report after all because of like fucking logistics or some shit. Basically, because the brewery was in a different part of Minnesota than she was in, so like they don't even know like which jurisdiction it would fall under. Like, where do they go and make the report? Do they go where the brewery is, or do they go where Katie is? Because the calls were about Katie, but the calls happened at the the brewery. Like, you report where the brewery is, first of all. Second of all, that's why. Like, knowing Katie, she would have probably just reported to both and everyone in between if she could, right? No, she's going to let this little, I don't know, hiccup or whatever stop her from reporting efforts about her to the police. When did she ever not ran to report this type of shit to the police? When? When has she ever? Like, never. She's never missed this opportunity. But this time, she just, I don't know where to fucking put the report. So I'm not going to do it. Okay. So that's why I wrote the email. Okay, she's email. Oh, I can't even read that. It's too small. YouTube. Okay, there we go. I'll larger than here. Okay, I still can't read. It's all blurry. God damn it. Anyway, basically, I tell them I'm writing to you in regards to the threatening voicemails your brewery received. Maybe I can read it. Your brewery received on behalf of Katie Joy Paulson. Katie revealed in a video your business received harassing phone calls on her behalf. Katie shared some of these on Instagram, and one of them in particular sounded especially concerning. The one where it says Katie needed to die. May I ask why it is that your company is not reporting these to police? I realize they are threats against Katie, but I also find it concerning for your company that they decided for some ridiculous reason to include your business into their hate and fear campaign. I am also reaching out to say how because Katie said she didn't know where to report it. I said I'm going to reach out to law enforcement just to ask them where you should report it, and I'll pass along what they tell you. So there, confusion cleared up, no problem, right? Go. Anyway, I would be worried for my business if some crazy person was calling me, leaving death threats against the spouse of an associate of mine. I would especially be worried for my associate and his family. I am dumbfounded that your company is not taking this more seriously. Thank you very much for your time. There we go. Okay. That's all I said. That's it. It's the one email I sent, and I didn't even tell anyone I sent that email. Katie's the one who told everyone I sent the email. Like a month later on Twitter, she told everyone. I didn't tell anyone. It wasn't about that. I mean, even Katie deserves to have shit like this reported. No, and I thought it was fucked up. I thought it was kind of a slap in her face, actually. Her husband should have been the one demanding the shit got reported, but no, it was me. I was sending the email. Anyway, no good deed goes unpunished, though, that's for sure. But it's not about that. I don't care. What this is about is this next video. So my short that I uploaded earlier today, so I don't know if she wants to be outed. I think she might have regretted sharing this with us last night, but just in case, I'm not going to say who it was, but someone suggested to me that, Kathy P kind of sounds like someone who could have been calling breweries. And as soon as I read that, it clicked. I was like, I thought Darcy sounded like the chick, but I was a fucking idiot. Oh my God. It's not Darcy. I mean, it still kind of sounds like Darcy, but definitely it's not Darcy. So here is what I'm going to share with you. Just a second. This is the short I uploaded earlier, and I compare. What I did is I went through Kathy P's recent stream, and I searched the transcript for keywords that were said in these voicemails, and I pulled her saying these keywords, and I mashed them all up together, and I compared them with the voicemails that Katie shared back in 2020, and that's what we had. I mean, seriously, tell me what you think. I mean, I could be wrong. I'll be honest. I could be wrong. I can't prove this. I have no way of proving this. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Fuck with me? Oh, fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her. Enjoy's a bitch, and she needs to die. Enjoy abuse her children.
And their children. Oh, man, goddamn. So goddamn valued, I forget. And they forget that Katie Joy, no, Katie Joy, because doing to Katie Joy, call Katie Joy, sing out Katie Joy's.
See, if first I played the messages, then I played the keywords and groupings. Now I'm playing the message with that keyword and then the grouping keywords. So now it's really compared.
Children.
And their children.
Every goddamn.
Oh, man, goddamn. So goddamn valued.
Day, and don't you forget it.
I forget, and they forget.
Katie Joy.
Katie Joy, Katie Joy, because doing to Katie Joy, call Katie Joy, sing out Katie Joy's.
Enjoy's a bitch, and she needs to die.
Now, I'm going to bring everyone's attention to a couple of comments I had, or at least one comment. I don't care. It's not their comment really that I'm calling attention to. It's my response to it that I'm calling attention to. Was it on there? I think it was this one that big comment. Could have been my stream last night. I forget. Oh, Katie. Oh, okay. I'll read Kathy's comment later. No, I'll read it first. Okay. You're a real clown. I sure you hope you have no proof because you just opened a can of worms you don't want. Don't you have legal issues already to worry about? Oh, I'm giving my opinion, and he fucking sounds very much alike, like identical almost. I don't think many people are going to argue that. It's my opinion. Definitely not saying anything definitively. How would I even know definitively? But I bet someone knows definitively. Anyway, let me go back here. Okay, so here it is. This is this one here. And he said, just like I said, you wrong about it being Darcy, you are also wrong about it being Kathy. Kathy had no personal issues with Katie. I agree with that. She was a uni stan and Katie defender back then. I agree with that. I think I even remember that. It sounds exactly like Suzanne T. Suzanne has always referred to her as Katie Joy. Who everyone refers to her as Katie Joy. And I think I just heard Kathy referring to her quite a bit as Katie Joy. It's what you just heard too. Anyway. Okay, referred to her as Katie Joy up until those voicemails came out. Then she started calling her without a box of Kleenex. She started calling her that because fucking Nick Snyder. And it wasn't right when those emails or these voicemails came out. She started calling her that. I want to say it was like right around the Toddy Westbrook lawsuit was filed because it was Nick Snyder came up with without a pot to piss in, and I don't know if without a box of Kleenex came just before that or just after, but it was right around then. So yeah, there's quite a bit of time there. And without a crystal ball. She also stopped talking about Katie for a while right after that. She's done that several times over the past 3 years, like several. Like it's a joke, and I even say this, like, was it no? I think it was her that came up with this analogy. Why am I thinking it was me? It was her. I'm pretty sure it was her who likened it to like when you're sick and you know, like you have an upset stomach, you have to throw up, you know, so you don't want to throw up, you don't want to be sick, but you know you're not going to just get over this hump or whatever. You're not going to feel better until you just fucking let it fly. That's kind of what she's like in talking to Katie about. Like, you don't want to talk about her. You're not going to enjoy it, but sometimes you just need to let something out. So she's done this several times, and a lot of us have, I think. So after that, trying to not bring the attention to her when Katie released those voicemail. What? Okay, even if they were true, who the fuck remembers that? That's great. Oh, I don't. That's the exact time, and this person stopped talking about the other creator, probably to get the attention away from them for being blamed for this thing over here. No one else was talking about. But okay. Suzanne had an extreme, major personal problem with Katie. You fuck with me, I'll fuck with you. Kathy had no reason to say that. I agree. I agree with that. Katie took Suzanne's Duggar content on Pathos and her personal cult story, and she had issues with Katie because she worked with Katie at Pathos. I don't know if that's entirely true, but I think it, yeah, very well could be. Not to mention the obvious. It sounds exactly like Suzanne. It sounds nothing like Suzanne, first of all. Second of all, I'll just read my comment. This is my answer to it. Exactly. Just like I've always said, that the caller did so to help stage the whole thing. I didn't always say that, but for a while I've said that, in my opinion. I mean, hello, first there's a number, then there isn't. First the brewery blocked the number, then the caller blocked the number. First they were reported to police, then they weren't because of logistics or some shit. Like, dude, when the fuck has Katie ever not run to report shit like this to police? Like, literally never. But this one time, likely because she didn't want it reported and found out. Then the part that seals it for me, she lies to social media and says, I emailed the place because I didn't believe she really got phone calls with death threats. I only asked why they weren't reporting the calls, but per usual, the liar don't protest too much, in my opinion. It sounds nothing like Suzanne, but I'll play along. Why don't you make a side-by-side like I did here, and I'll listen to it. Sure, Katie likely stole from her like most people, but you can tell Suzanne could not care less by the amount she is caring less about it. If she cared, she'd show that she gave a fuck or two. She cares more about finding lizards in her tropical paradise backyard. So yeah. Suzanne has shared her story. The only time I've ever really seen Suzanne upset, like angry about something with Katie, was when Katie stood her up that one time. Which was kind of right around. No, it was after this time, wasn't it? Well, no, it was before. When the hell was she getting? It was before this, I think, because this, when she was allegedly being attempted to be hacked or whatever. Like, I remember just her being on laughing in disbelief or whatever, going 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, 5 times. Oh my god, this is crazy. And like, oh my god, I think I finally got that joke. Laughing in disbelief. It's kind of like that saying, right? Suspended in disbelief or whatever. So I almost wonder if they bring on idiots like Katie to mock and make fun of now. Laughing in disbelief. I wonder if that's what it is. And that would make sense as to why the one dude was like all like good cop and the other guy was like mocking cop. That would make sense. I'd like to know the answer to that though, but whatever. I digress. But yeah, I want to say that was before she took Steve to court for the TRO. Right? Anyway, it's not Suzanne. This is the only time I've seen her angry with Katie. And she got over it real fucking quick. She moved on. She, in fact, didn't bring it up again for like the longest time. And she literally goes about her business on the interwebs. And you never catch her looking like she gives a shit about Katie Joy. Like, not even a little bit. You don't even see like this, like, I don't know, this anger, like, pop its like weird head up or something in some like, you know, corner and whatever, in an alleyway here. You never see it because she doesn't give a shit about Katie Joy. She doesn't. If she did, I'd see your point. But, and I'm not so I mean, did she really steal Duggar content from Suzanne? I know she tried, but I want to say, didn't Suzanne kind of feed her bad info or something regarding that? Yes, I do believe that she absolutely stole the whole cult story and shit like that. Yeah. But anyway, that's my answer to that. So, as I was saying, I'm of the belief that if this were, in fact, Kathy P, if, okay, I'm not saying it is, I'm saying if it were, in fact, her, then I would be of the belief, I would argue even, that she didn't do it because she really wanted to hate on Katie Joy. I mean, I think even Kathy P is a little bit smarter and to do something like that in this form, you know, because she's got to know that like phone numbers can be traced and shit, right? So I'm thinking that if it was her, this was not an organically angry caller. And the caller does sound like they're reading from a script, the way they're saying it. And they're saying the most stupidest things, but they're using these like dire words, these keywords: abuses, children, needs to die, fuck with me, fuck with you, goddamn day, and don't you forget. You know, like they're not really saying much of anything, but they're imparting a feeling to anyone who hears it, and that's the whole point. It's not the thought that people want to get across. They want people to feel. They want people to feel scared for Katie. They want people to be mad for Katie. You know, they don't want people to actually think for Katie. No, they just want people to think or to feel, and then to act irrationally for Katie. And this shit like that is what is going to do that. And then you mix on top of it that just happened to be the day that Todd's new album came out. I mean, like, this isn't going to generate a bunch of shit. And then, oh yeah, then there's this, sorry, I almost forgot. So we're going to go back here. Share this type of stuff. I always forget to do that. It's so much easier. Okay, wait, let me check chapter before I continue on. What time is it? All right, we're good. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Sally B. Hi, Linda. Hi, Megan. Hi, Lily. Hey, Lacey Wolf and Nana Hawk. Hi, Autistic Shell. Hi, Steffi. Hey, Heather. Hey, Ginger. Mousy Files, what's up? And, hey, Ginger, I think I sent you, but hi again. Oh, Kathy needs a Snickers. Oh my God. I haven't seen you in here a while. Hi. How you been? Love that name still. Okay, so I'm pretty much cut. Hi, Miss T. Moles. I don't have my glasses on. Anyway, I'm going to just play a little bit from the video. This is the live stream in which she tells everyone about these phone calls. And it's, I don't know, something about it.
And he was like, it was just such a big day for him. So, you know, having Austin call, to have Austin be like, oh yeah, by the way, somebody called us 40 times last night and they were wanting to talk about your wife. And they didn't know who I was. So yeah, they basically,
Yeah,
this person.
the Brewery people didn't even know who the fuck Katie Joy was. They had no clue. Apparently, they found out because they got these phone calls and they thought, well, maybe we should Google the phone number. let's Google, or no, not Google phone. Let's Google the name Katie Joy. Look what comes up, right?
Calls Austin's business and starts leaving messages, and they called 40 times at Austin's business and left messages about me that were violent.
Oh, that's right.
Like
Yeah.
message after message after
Todd's
message.
talking in the background. When she starts talking about this, she says the name Austin and Brewery or whatever, and Todd interrupts her and says, don't share names, don't share information like that." Like, I'm alleging that he's saying that because he's like, people will catch us. They'll know that we're lying. They'll find out. Like, I mean, why you should? I mean, just sharing the name and the fact that he owns a record company and a fucking brewery in Minnesota, like. Anyone can put those two and two together. I mean, that's how I found it. Anyway, let me turn this up a little bit so I can hear in the background.
After message of very terrible said about me. And this person doesn't even, so the craziest thing was they didn't know who I was. So Austin's never met me, and this is like a company that I've never been to. I've never, like, my husband and Austin's relationship is totally separated from me. Like, I don't have anything involved. I have 2 lawyers, by the way, so
I'm
don't worry
sorry.
about that.
Okay, so someone in the chat is asking, Miss Demo says, you can see who is in the vid you did earlier about the brewery. I'm missing the part, I guess. I compared the voice for the brewery phone calls and for a live stream I was listening to in my live last night. And I mean, you tell me, you listen to it and let me know your thoughts. Like, Kathy P sound like she could be the caller? I mean, just the word children, it's said identical, you know? I mean, it's crazy. And as someone pointed out in my comments, which I'm very appreciative of, that back then, Kathy P was a uni stan and it was defending Katie and shit back then. And we had no reason to really come after Katie. Well, I never said that that's why she called. I think, judging by the scripted messages, how Katie Joy just never fucking reported this. Like, when does that happen? I think, and the fact that this just happened to occur on the day Todd's album came out, which we're going to get to that too in a little bit. I think that maybe the phone calls might have been a little bit orchestrated, in my opinion.
You can can they get the album on Bandcamp?
Oh yeah, that's where we're having.
So they're doing.
Okay, closed caption. Okay.
Until midnight tonight.
Yeah.
If they buy it through Bandcamp, whether they buy the physical copy or the digital download.
Yeah.
100% of that money, me and Rob are going to donate to the Native American Cultural Center that we're now.
Okay, so my husband's album has been sold on Bandcamp on their Canister's Bandcamp page, and until midnight tonight, if you purchase the new album on Bandcamp, 100% of the revenue from purchases are being donated to the Native American Center in Minneapolis, which was burned down by looters from the protests. So if you are interested in that kind of music and you want to be a part of like giving back, like today's purchases will go directly to build a new Native Americans, help build.
Oh my God, I just thought of something. This is right around too, all the racist accusations and shit were coming out. I wonder if that's just like a PR stunt, like just highlight how not racist they are by donating 100% of these proceeds till midnight.
The new Native American Center.
The Native Americans.
So Bandcamp is waiving their fees.
And the fees that Bandcamp would normally take from these sales.
Yeah.
Not only us, but every Bandcamp artist. Bandcamp is donating all of that money to the NAACP.
Okay, so basically my husband's portion of the funding will go directly to the organization that's running for the Native American Center. And then Bandcamp, they're waiving their fees, and all of their fees are going to be actually donated to the NAACP bailout fund. So
I found it very interesting that there were funds coming from her husband's album going to the bailout fund, because the bailout fund, when it was being discussed on Twitter, she had a fit about it. She actually yelled at people saying, you are not you're not bailing out like peaceful protesters or whatever. You're bailing out the horrible, horrible people who burned my city down to the ground. Like she had a fit about it. Now she's like, here, let me give the bailout fund more money.
That what's
Okay, I talk here. So we don't need to hear me talk. Can't you don't need to hear me yell.
it is very ambient. It has a lot of stuff going on. There is a song dedicated to our son on there. It's a very personal album for them. So maybe I could post a link. It's an app, isn't it?
No,
Is it bandcamp.com or do you have a link?
I was gonna post a link.
They like ditched their old label because they got in from this woman last night who was irate and like very
shit.
violent about
Damn
me.
it. Oh,
To stop there for a second, if anyone wants to get the
Austin 40 times and leave threats. What do you? I am always a victim. I know it is always something. I am always a victim. Lead, dirt, dust.
another point I want to bring up here. This was back at the time. I want to remind people she was saying, we're going to report all of this about the Facebook group to the attorney. We're going to get like IP addresses or whatever. We're going to find out who you are, you know? And this was shortly after she made all of her crazy claims about Steve McRae. And then what else was she could? Oh, this is right. It was a little while after Amber Portwood. She blamed her for some shit. What else? There's other shit. Oh yeah, that's right. She was claiming to, when she was in the hospital with her son, she was claiming that like the National Guard was there to like protect people because of the riots and it was fucking crazy and everything, you know? And it just seemed like every time you turned around, she was a victim of someone, a victim of something. She was everyone's victim. So, and it was all hugely exaggerated, or there was no proof of anything whatsoever. I'm not saying that shit didn't happen. Sure, shit happened, no doubt, but not the shit and not to the level she's claimed, in my opinion. Like not even close. This isn't even just like a matter of just like, oh, when we see things a little differently. No, this is a matter of like just seeing shit that ain't there. So I want to point that out as the discussion about whether or not these calls actually happened is a tad right now.
What do you think? Do you think I deserved to have some lady call Austin 40 times and leave threats? Can't with you people tonight. It's like anyways, I'm not trying to be quiet. It's just been an incredibly like emotional day because like I am totally fine with people criticizing me and stuff, but like this is the kind of stuff that's like I don't even understand. I don't understand what I've even done to even make someone feel that way. Like honestly, there's so many lies that put out about me.
Well,
you know, and I spent. Oh,
this is another thing. The caller doesn't say why they're making the calls, why they think or feel this way about Katie. What's the point of doing that without saying, you know, you crazy bitch, you did, you know, like I don't, just without outing that, without exposing what it is was this egregious offense against you that upset you to the point where you are now calling some stranger's business states away probably to say these horrible things. You know what I mean? Like, who does it without giving just cause? Even I'm not saying that it is just cause, but in their mind, it's just cause. Who does it without giving their just cause for it? It's crazy.
God, and I read the affidavit for Chad Daybell and Lori Fallow. I was like, that is so sick. And now there's new allegations that come out about Chad and stuff that he did to other women.
Here's what he introduced phone calls.
So I'm gonna just wait for a few of you to come on. But
she plays this and she asked me, can someone tell me who this is?
This like 2 days ago, so my husband's record label, his record label owner also owns a tap room or brewery where they brew beer and stuff. And they received like 40 messages throughout the day from this woman who like sounded drunk and like left a ton of messages. And they started deleting a lot of the messages before they realized what was going on. And so they ended up, they didn't know.
They must have deleted like 37 of these messages since Katie only got 3, right?
Who I was because it was like my husband's friend. So I don't know how they actually connected me to this like brewery.
They just said, the woman was saying Katie Joy, so they just didn't.
No, they figured like, so the brewery figured out it was me, but I don't know how this woman connected me to this brewery. The brewery is owned by the record label or the owner of the record label of my husband's like very small independent record label. So I want to play you guys the clips, and it came from a blocked phone number, and she called like 40 sometimes, and I don't know if this voice is, so I'll just play them for you.
Crystal,
I'm going to set the playback speed at normal so you can hear this and pick up your mic.
fuck with me? I'll fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her. Goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her.
So that's one of them. I don't know. I can play it one more time.
Crystal,
I'm gonna
every
skip it.
fuck with
The other one.
I enjoy,
Know who this Katie to enjoy. I don't know her for.
enjoy the Crystal, every god.
So do any of you recognize the voice? Have you heard that voice before? I know there's a lot of these like smaller channels that like yell at me and stuff, and I don't know if it's any of them.
Horrible existences people
I'm just trying to figure out who it is.
Gross.
I can play it again. Hold on.
Crystal,
Definitely intoxicated, maybe not drunk, maybe under the influence of something else, but definitely intoxicated. I do not know the voice. I don't know the voice either.
This is interesting.
just like all the Reddit people.
God, these other Reddit people are so stupidity or whatever.
Just like other Reddit.
See, all the people that I could think of off the top of my head, they all have like Southern accents. And I feel like this doesn't have a Southern accent, right? Does it have a Southern accent?
There was her trying to blame it on, in my opinion, I think she was trying to blame it on Little Red at the time, because that's what she kind of battled with quite a bit. For some reason over tequila. I'm not quite sure why. And it was, that's right. It was a couple months after this when Katie Joy made that video where she depicted or pretended that it was Little Red in her live stream chat and who called her son the R word. Mind you, it was not the same handle Little Red used. There was a space and there isn't normally a space or something like that. I can't remember exactly what, but it wasn't her handle. Not to mention Little Red is blocked from Katie Joy's live stream chat. So how would she have gotten in there anyway? Why would Katie even think she was in there? You know, why would Katie even think that it was her? But when Katie saw the comment, allegedly, she smiled. She's like, wow. And then she shut live stream off. She came back. She's like, okay, like I know like people like an explanation, but like no one should be called. They were like she had a speech prepared, dude. Like she was fucking accepting an Oscar or some shit like that. A fucking prepared speech. Anyway, she got a lot of pushback in that live stream chat. People saying it wasn't Little Red, dude. It wasn't Little Red, and then people were kind of blaming her for it, accusing her of it. And she's like, I didn't make that account. I don't know who's behind that account. Maybe Little Red should go see who made that account. I had nothing to do with that account. It wasn't me. It's like, okay, thought the lady protest too much. I just called her.
Crystal,
Not even close. This has a midwife.
her every goddamn day.
It doesn't sound like a Southern accent, and I feel like there's like a few people that come to mind, but they all have Southern accents. How am I calm about it? Well, I've heard it so many times at this point that like I can't like.
She seems less calm now than she was when she shared the shit originally, when she just learned of it, right?
it sounds like a Midwestern accent to me. Because I've heard it so many times. Like first few times I heard it, it made me feel really upset, but now I'm literally trying to hear who it is. And it's like sometimes Southern accents are very easy to hear, and then other times they're not.
So enough of that. I'm going to do one more quick thing here, and then I'm going to wrap this up because I have to be someplace at 6 o'clock. So let me get over here to chat real quick. Let's see. Okay, so what I want to just play real quick is I'm just going to, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, good. I'm looking for a long one. So we will go with all right, so we're going to go with this one here. We're going to or this one. No, this one. Okay. So an older, or not an older stream. It's about 2 months old. And let's see here. No. Oh, really? Okay. So I want to just hear examples of children a few more times. If you guys don't mind. There we go. Okay. So, oh, it's muted.
Layla, you wouldn't have waited so long. You'd have been there, boom, bang, bang, as soon as it all happened. You'd have been, Layla, these missing people, these missing children, Layla, 2 natural children.
Grandchildren, my female grandchildren that have vaginas. Sorry, that's just how I feel.
I'm happy to hear that.
Attack families and victims, backs of children, attack families, nobody's kids or grandchildren or nothing. Don't go after anyone's children or families. I mean, they try to tell Katie they do things with Katie's child, but tell her she can't, but it's her child, and tell her she can't have her child on any of her content, and she can't talk about his disabilities and stuff because she's such a liar, and it's all a lie, and it's not a lie. But have another goddamn surgery. Sorry I used that word like that, but I'm so freaking idiot. You were a goddamn nuisance. You got a man fired from his job.
Where's the
Crystal,
I'm going to set the playback speed at that maybe it's going to you.
her every goddamn day, and don't you
So we heard goddamn there. Okay. One more time.
forget? Fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't
I don't know. Like that sounds so much alike, right? I don't know what to make of it. I don't know. Why didn't you go back and forth to that shit? Right, so you heard this one.
you forget? Fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't you forget?
Have another goddamn surgery. Sorry I used that freaking idiot. You were a goddamn nuisance.
Oh. And someone here wanted to say how this Suzanne or whatever called her Katie Joy and shit. Oh, okay, so she didn't call her Katie Joy Allison. Beautiful. Nice. Okay. One more. I don't know if that is going to be in there. No. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's probably other words. Yeah. Okay. And then do one more. Forget. That's another. Forget. Okay.
Oh, forget it. It ruined my
Little girls.
months because I keep forgetting to turn it back on because my thing doesn't, and I keep forgetting that I'm unbutted. But anyway, the reason I did
All of her lies, and everybody.
rallies, that's the truth. You forget I live in Florida, just a couple hours from you.
I forget those. You send me the money, and I'll make sure Don and Candy. Don't forget to rock it out with your coffee.
I have a light on it, and I keep forgetting to turn the mute back. So, yeah, he's my baby. I know I should mute it when we talk, but I'm not saying anything bad. And neither is he. And I wouldn't anyway. I could never say anything bad.
And then one more time. Children. Oh wait, sure. I didn't switch over. Damn it! I keep forgetting to do that. So you guys, I don't know how long you can hear it unless I'm on there, but here we go.
No. Katie Joy abuses her children.
Then back here. Children.
Layla, you wouldn't have waited so long. You'd have been there, boom, bang. You wouldn't have waited so long. Layla, you wouldn't. These missing children. Layla, you wouldn't have waited so long.
There's that.
You'd have been there, boom, bang, bam. It's two natural children.
Grandchildren, my female grandchildren.
Children attack families and victims. Children attack families and victims. They get dangerous because in my nobody's kids or grandchildren or nothing. Don't go after anyone's children or families. She does not have grandchildren in the traditional
Okay.
sense. No, she doesn't.
I'm going to wrap this up here with a thought for everyone. Something to think about and ponder. And something I kind of want to know about, because like I know that stuff like this, these psyops, if you will, is something that the Unifam or members of the Unifam, not the whole fam in its entirety, but members used to do quite often. Whether it's a trolling attempt or whatever, or just to create chaos or to push an agenda. It's something that they did often. So I'm curious, does anyone have any like firsthand knowledge of these things and any proof possibly? I would love to see what you have. I won't show anything without your permission, but I want to learn more about this. I want to investigate it. So if you any one of you out there have anything that can help me with this, I would really appreciate it if you would share this with me. So yeah, there's that. Because goddamn, this sounds just like her, does it not? In my opinion, it sounds just like her. In all fairness, I should be honest though here and say, there's always a chance that we're wrong. I'm wrong. I would bet money on it that I'm not wrong, but there's always a chance, you know. So it's allegedly her, but even if it were her, here's what I want to know. I would want to know. I'm going to be mad about it. I don't want anyone to give her shit for it, you know, whether they think it's her or not. I don't want her to get any shit. I want the truth to finally come out. That's all. That's it. Whether, I don't care who it is that gives the truth. If it's her, if it's somebody throwing her under the bus, whatever. But I want the truth. Because I think we're all entitled to the truth. Especially with all the threats and everything that stemmed from these fucking phone calls for someone, like threats by Katie toward everyone else on the internet who possibly gave her a hard time or just critiqued her negatively. So yeah, I think everyone's always entitled to the truth, I think, you know. But yeah, that's what I want to know. I don't want to give her shit. I'm sure that she regrets it. Because nobody does something to Katie and doesn't end up regretting it, right? Allegedly, my opinion, whatever. Okay. I'm going to check chat and I'm going to get going. I have to go. Hi, Rainy Days. Oh, Rita Bellu, can you please respond to me already? I messaged you. So, I really need to talk to you. I would really appreciate if you could get back to me. That's assuming you are the owner of the account I messaged and the owner of this YouTube channel, which I suspect you might not be. I don't know. But that's what I'm trying to figure out. Hi, Nana Hawk. Yeah. Oh, and Rita's absolutely correct. I don't know about professionals analyze voices. A lot of people analyze voices. A lot of people do. So yeah. But she's right though. My opinion is not evidence. You're absolutely right. Thank you for stating the obvious. You have a great perception of the obvious. Anyway. What she has more compelling evidence now is the sounds. Listen, that's the more compelling evidence that she's talking about. It's not beyond a shadow of a doubt or absolutely definitively proves anything. No, but holy shit, it sure comes close. Yeah. And you can, I guess, feel differently about that, but can't convince everyone, I guess. See, though, that's what I mean, though, word twisting shit, okay? See, this Rita says, you just said this was evidence. Her opinion isn't evidence at all. When really what Lulu had said was she has more compelling evidence now. Lulu didn't say my opinion was evidence. She just said that she has more compelling evidence. The recording is not solely my opinion. people can hear what's there with their own ears. My opinion does not alter that. Yes, you're absolutely right. 2 years ago, I said the same about Darcy. And I said, this sounds a lot like her. And I also said all along, I don't know for sure. We highly suspect it, whatever. But yo, I would bet money on this one. In fact, this one sounds so much like the call that I'm like, Darcy, who? Now, is there a possibility that 2 years from now, something were to come up, which God forbid if I'm still here 2 years from now, fuck me. But something were to come up and I'd be like, holy shit, that sounds even more like it. Sure, it's possible. Absolutely. I'm not saying otherwise. But I'm saying this is damn fucking close right now, in my opinion. Which I am still allowed to share, my opinion. But seriously, though, be sure to respond to my message, okay, Rita? Because it's been a couple of weeks now. I've been trying to get a hold of you. I'm messaging you, reaching out to you. Otherwise, I find it odd that here you are in my chat and you're not mentioning that at all. Now, I wonder what the two Rita Bailu accounts could possibly have in common with each other. I don't really want to right now. Just want to put that up. I never got a message from you. Yeah, I already know. But the real Rita, or the person who's been really using the name Rita Bailu for a while now, has gotten messages from me. Not you. So, but you guys do have someone in common. Anyways, on that note, I'm signing out. Have a good night, everyone. Oh, I'll be back later to talk some more about the medical. So, bye.